All right, I'm going to call the Fire Station Building Committee meeting Tuesday, September 9th. It is 4:30 p.m. Roll call, please.
Joe Ulick,
Present.
Jeff Matthews,
Present.
Mike Julian,
Present.
Mike Langevin,
Present.
Dave Langevin,
Present.
John Shugda, all present.
All right, approval of past minutes. So we got several meetings behind us. So the first one is the last ones that I sent you last night, June 30th, 2025. Any errors, corrections, anything?
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed?
Aye.
None. All right. July 24th would be the next.
So moved.
Second.
Second, doesn't matter.
Any discussion, errors, omissions, anything? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, August 4th.
So moved.
Second.
Any errors, omissions, discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Okay. All right, and last meeting, September 2nd.
So moved.
Second.
Any errors, omissions, changes, anything? Seeing, hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
opposed? All right, meeting minutes are up to date. I know since the town manager's executive secretary left, there's been a lag in getting the meetings up on the website. I'll take all of these minutes and the recordings from the meetings and get that up tomorrow. All right, item number three, review approval of action for development of the project to include but not limited to project update. Rick, do you want to go over things quick?
Sure. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Good. Great. Thank you. So I hope everyone's well. Project update goes, the soil removal process is 100% complete. There may be a few remaining soils, but they'll most likely be used in the backfill of the retaining wall. So for all intents and purposes, there won't be any more soil removed from site that would be part of the soil management plan. The under slab, the exterior footings and walls and interior piers are 100% complete. The underground, the utilities, the under slab utilities, the electric service distribution and conduits are installed, and the plumbing main and branch lines are being installed as we speak. And the fire protection riser is installed. Storm drainage design, as we discussed at our last meeting, has been modified. So we're still in a holding pattern with that. We hope to get, there was pricing that was submitted. There were comments made on it, and we're waiting for a second submission from the contractor. As soon as we can get to a point where we're comfortable with the numbers, then we'll be able to proceed with that. If you remember, the committee had approved one change order. We'll go over the change orders in our change order log, but the committee has already approved a not to exceed for the item that we're still in pricing on right now. The water service design has also been modified, and the contractor is currently going through the pricing for that. And we hope to have that hopefully the next day or two as well. So more to come on that. The sanitary sewer is underway. The gas service agreement is in place, and you have an invoice in your packet this evening for that. We've been going back and forth with communications with National Grid, but the service main will be installed over the next couple of weeks, next month or so before binder. And then it'll be run up the building after the building is in suitable condition or weather tight. The electric utility is also changed, and we're looking for a simplified service distribution. There'll be an additional pole, but the service will come in through the rear access road. So we're waiting for a final design and sign-offs on that. So a couple of utility. I think what's happened here is, all of these utilities were reviewed with the different respective companies back 3 or 4 years ago when everything was originally designed. And whether there's new people involved or the change of thought process. So we are going through some tweaking of that, all for the better. We're expecting the building slab. The slab preparation is underway with the underground utilities and the underground services for electric and IT and those types of things are going in. We're expecting that the building slab is going to be installed the last week of September or the first week of October. We have a pre-con coordination meeting next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, but the following Thursday at 9 o'clock. I might have described this to you before, but for all of the major steps in the project, we require pre-construction meetings. So we get the consultants, the contractors, the subs in one room, and we talk through the entire sequencing. So that'll take place next Thursday before the slab is poured, rather than finding issues while the slab is being poured. The shop drawing and submittal process is going okay. We're working through ironing out a couple of kinks, but the information flow is expected to get a little better over the next week or so. Everything's in pretty good shape. I do not have an updated schedule for you today. We had a project meeting today, and I've been told that I'll have the schedule either later this afternoon or tomorrow. So once we receive it, we'll get it around to everybody. But there are no red flags at this time. We're very early in the process. We have some steps that are ahead and some steps that may be a little bit behind. But the contractor had indicated that there are no red flags at this time regarding the schedule. A lot of activity on site, but as soon as that slab gets poured, we're expecting a structural steel delivery in the next, by the end of the month as well. So we could be slinging steel before the slab goes in. They'll be working simultaneously in most cases, but it'll be nice to see some red iron going up, and with the slab being poured, it frees us up for as soon as we're done with swinging steel around, we can start doing our masonry partitions and our metal stud partitions. So you're going to see a lot of activity in the next it's really going to start ramping up in the next month. The retaining wall also that protects the grades along Snow Street and creates the grade for the rear access drive. That footing is in place. It's a stone footing, and the segmented block is scheduled to be delivered tomorrow morning, and they'll begin installing that right away. As soon as that retaining wall is done, we can backfill that, of course, and get all that grading completed along Snow Street and start dressing everything up. The goal is before the winter that, all of our excavation and backfill are complete. All of our structures are in, the binder is down, and that site is completely stabilized. You will have no longer see stockpile material other than loam on the job site. Creates a lot of great working area for the contractor and a laydown area. So it's moving along quite well. Good. Any questions?
I have one question.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So this is just from me being around in other projects. So your retaining wall, what are gonna be the size of the so-called, like, I want to call them bricks, but I know they're not. And I only say that because I know Amazon built this beautiful wall, and they didn't have the proper thing. Harrington Hospital built this huge wall, and it wasn't the right structure to hold what it was. I just don't want to have a long-term, all of a sudden, effect that's going to cost us down the road problems. So there was a project in town by a gas station that they put in big blocks to make sure aesthetically it's not as nice, but long-term, it'll hold back better.
I can get the information as to size of it's called segmented block.
Thank
That
you.
they have keyways in them and they interlock. And
Rick,
then
I believe we're talking about the large blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, versus
Fire has them on theirs.
the little blocks,
Yeah.
that's when the problem starts happening.
Yes, it's not
Well,
the normal concrete block. These are what's called in Connecticut mafia blocks.
Yeah. They're
Okay.
huge.
It's solid concrete.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I just,
That was my understanding of them. Of the base of the footing is like 3 feet wide because that's how big they are.
Yeah.
yeah, okay, then
Massachusetts too.
that's perfect then, thank you.
Any other questions for Rick? Okay, hearing none. Michael, do you have anything to add under the architect report?
Only to say that I was able to clarify some of the things holding up certain middles after the meeting. I think we'll see a lot of movement on that tomorrow. And I personally am impressed with the way the project is being run so far. I think they're doing a very good job. And so I have a lot of confidence in these people. They've built up a lot of confidence by the way they're handling it. And they're asking the right questions.
All right,
That's it.
any questions for Michael? Okay, seeing none. The schedule update obviously will be distributed once we get it. Rick, there's no additional change orders for us to address this evening, correct?
No, that's correct. But I did provide you with the change order log,
Yep.
so that you have a document that you can use and track on a monthly basis with us. This reflects basically the information that we had discussed at our last meeting. No new information.
Okay. Budget update, obviously that was included in the packet. I just ran our numbers. If we approve all the invoices for this evening, we'll have paid out just over $8 million at this point.
And that's including the earlier phases.
Correct.
I do have some modifications that I'd like to recommend in the budget, if you want to go through that.
Yes, please.
Okay. A couple of these are catch-up items. They're highlighted. I'm starting with line 42. And that's soils management during construction. And that's with tie and bond. We had a line item of 30,000 in there, and I think I probably inserted the wrong amount when we first did that line item, because the actual contract with tie and bond was 31,600. So I'm making a recommendation to that line item that we add $1,600. I think what happened was it just did not get it inputted correctly the first time around. But I was going through a reconciliation and I realized that. So I'm making a recommendation that we make it to the correct amount of amendment number 1 for tie and bond.
Okay, and is that essentially pulling from contingency to make that happen?
Yeah, I'll walk you through that when we get done with the modifications.
Okay.
Line 43, is the UST, the underground storage tank removal consulting services, and that was something that was approved by the committee back in January. We just had not done an updated budget since that time, and that was $3,500. So I've created a line item for that. There was obviously no money carried for that originally because it was an unforeseen condition. And if you remember, that was removed in early spring. And that adjustment is for $3,500. Line 44 is the additional services for soils management that we had discussed, not at our last meeting, but the one previous to that. There were several different categories that
Morning
that were-
meeting right now.
I'm doing one ground site.
So those were, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So those were additional services that we had walked through and the committee had approved several months ago. I'm just adding it into the budget at this time and adding that line item for $8,300. There was some of those additional services were because that Ty and Bond was working with Pierce, and that's the site contractor in a disposal facility in Connecticut. And that was, we worked, and I represented to the committee that we're going to be looking for Pierce or PDS to be contributing for that overage. And that was worked out in the soils. We had some pluses and minuses in the soils. And that was worked out through that, and that was reflected in the PCO log. So there's really no change. These are items that we've discussed before. And line 53, we had carried a utility company back charge line item. Utility company fees is a better way to put it, I suppose. We had carried a line item of $25,000, and that was to cover the electric and gas utility fees or back charges. So we have one, and that's from National Grid for $2,082. So what I'm recommending, so that we can track it easier, is, as you know, we're starting to, modify the budget or build the budget. I'm taking the money that is going to be paid to National Grid out of the lump sum, $25,000, and creating a separate line item for that. So from an accounting perspective, we can track that as we move forward on the project. So you'll see in line 53, I'm taking away $2,082 from that $25,000 lump sum, but I'm adding that into the line below 53A. So I'm adding $2,082 there. So it's a zero cost change. It's just that I'm reallocating the funds for that.
Rick, I would just suggest that you add in that description for gas, because National Grid represents both. That way we have one for gas, one for electric.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you. That's good. Yeah, I got that. I'll make that modification. So the net difference between all of those items is $13,400. And so in order to balance our budget, I'm recommending that we draw $13,400 from the project contingency. The project contingency started with $1,178,077, and after this adjustment, we will be at $1,164,677.
So do I have a motion to make that recommendation?
I'll make that into a motion.
Okay, a motion and a second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion to reassign $13,400 from the contingency into the budget under the described items?
I just have a quick question.
Go ahead, Cap.
To you, Rick. Just compared to other projects in the past, This additional money's coming out of the contingency. I mean, are we still looking like we're in good shape? Is this a little high compared to where other projects are in this phase, or are we still looking pretty good?
I'll be honest with you. I'm extremely happy with this. We are out of the ground. I'm glad you asked that question because I know how much time and effort we all put into the soil management plan and trying to avoid any unforeseen conditions. And to be out of the ground with this site, to be out of the ground, foundations in, all of our underground utilities are near or almost complete in the slab. I think that we're doing very, very well with an adjustment of only $13,000. Of course, we have a couple of changes that the committee has approved that were in the PCO log, so those will be coming into the budget once they're finalized. But I feel that we're doing extremely well based upon the site that we've been working with.
Rick?
I concur.
Anything else, Cap? Or you're all set?
No, I'm good. Thank you very much.
Any other discussion on the motion? If not, roll call, please.
Joe Ulick,
Yes.
Jeff Matthews,
Yes.
Mike Julian,
Yes.
Mike Langevin,
Yes.
Dave Langevin,
Yes.
John Sugden, all in favor.
All right. Next item is the invoices. The first invoice I have is the application for payment number 3 from PDS Engineering and Construction. It's dated September 5th as a sign off, but it looks like it's through the end of August, so 8/31. And the amount is $624,181.83.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Joe Ulick,
Yes.
Jeff Matthews,
Yes.
Mike Julian,
Yes.
Mike Langevin,
Yes.
Dave Langevin,
Yes.
John Sugden, all in favor.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I just so the committee's aware, I think that between Larry and Michael, Larry Gordon from Pomeroy and Michael McKeon from KBA, there's not a lot of line items or a lot of things that they're invoicing for at this point from PDS, but we're setting the stage very well for a very, very tight requisition process. And when I say that is that in this requisition, they had asked for an advance on some structural steel. It was not accepted. The structural steel will be here in a couple of weeks, but as far as we're concerned, if it's not on the job site, you're not billing for it unless you're billing for stored material. That practice has been taking place all the way through from App 1 to App 2 to App 3. And I feel that PDS is starting to get it, so that what we're trying to do is make sure that never is the project ever overfunded. As a matter of fact, we want to keep it underfunded as much as possible, so they're never ahead of us. And I think that the team is doing a really good job with that.
Great, thank you. The next invoice I have is Castle Bowes Associates, invoice number 21041.00-27, dated August 28th, 2025, in the amount of $31,229.50.
So moved.
Second.
And
And the
that comes
motion
out
is-
of the line item budget, right?
That's correct.
From correct, under construction administration.
All right.
All right, and any further discussion on the motion? Seeing and hearing none, roll call, please.
Joe Ulick,
Yes.
Jeff Matthews,
Yes.
Mike Julian,
Yes.
Mike Langevin,
Yes.
Dave Langevin,
Yes.
John Schiffner, all in favor.
Okay. Next invoice I have is Pomeroy Associates, dated September 1st, 2025, invoice number 21.106.0-22 in the amount of $34,347.16.
So moved.
Okay, a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing, hearing none, roll call, please.
I missed that. Who was the, who made the motion?
Mike Langevin
Yeah.
and Dave Langevin was the second.
Okay. Thank you. Joe Ulick,
Yes.
Jeff Matthews,
Yes.
Mike Julian,
Yes.
Mike Langevin,
Yes.
Dave Langevin,
Yes.
John Schiffner, motion passed.
Okay. Next item.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I just wanted to note that this invoice, there's been an amount applied to it of $140. If you recall, we did not have the invoice that was approved last month. We had submitted it, but I hadn't had Larry's review of it yet. And so, because he had reviewed it about the same time I was presenting it. And during his review, it was realized that they had overbilled in one category. And so, and everything had already been processed. So rather than going back against that last invoice, they've credited the 140 on this invoice.
Okay. So the invoice that we were talking about is Yankee Engineering and Testing. It is dated 8/28/2025, and it's invoice number 34356. The original total was $5,680. The adjusted amount is $5,540.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Dave Langevin and Jeff with the second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing and hearing none, roll call, please.
Joe Ulick,
Yes.
Jeff Matthews,
Yes.
Mike Julian,
Yes.
Mike Langevin,
Yes.
Dave Langevin,
Yes.
John Schiffner, motion passes.
All right. Next one I have Tie and Bond invoice TB-1024583 dated 9/2/2025 in the amount of $13,733.94.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Just a quick
Mr.
over.
Chairman,
Yes, sir.
if I may, this, the time bound is now 100% complete. And this invoice represents 100% complete for the soil management plan, the UST removal, and the additional services amendment 3.
All right.
So are we done with Ty and Bond now, or?
We are, unless something is discovered on site that we're not aware of, and I can't imagine that to be the case, we are done.
And did we come in on budget?
Other than the amendments that we've added, yes.
Okay.
Any further discussion on the motion? Seeing and hearing none, roll call, please.
Joe Ulick,
Yes.
Jeff Matthews,
Yes.
Mike Julian,
Yes.
Mike Langevin,
Yes.
Dave Langevin,
Yes.
John Schiffner, motion passes.
All right. The last one I have, we already we already essentially engaged this as kind of a change order at the last meeting, but I have the official invoice from National Grid now, and this is for the service agreement for the gas line. So it's National Grid invoice 500172132 dated 9/8/2025 in the amount of $2,082.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion?
I got a question. Last meeting, we said this might be not charged, or am I
No.
right?
So no, the discussion that we had at the last meeting was that we were kind of looking at it as a change order, but Rick brought it to our attention that we had the line item for the back charge, and that's the money that we just moved in the separate line item for this. So it's not something that's coming out of additional funds. It was coming out of a line item that already existed.
Okay.
Any further discussion on the motion? Seeing and hearing none, roll call, please.
Bill Hewlett,
Yes.
Jeff Matthews,
Yes.
Mike Julian,
Yes.
Mike Langevin,
Yes.
Dave Langevin,
Yes.
Ron Schickner, all in favor, motion passes.
All right, that's all of the invoices. Rick, do we have anything open that we need to discuss?
Not at this time, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Anybody have any questions or anything that wasn't addressed tonight? No? Okay, so discussion on next meeting. What do we want to shoot for, Rick?
Oh, I don't have, let me, bear with me for a sec. I'll pull up my calendar. See what things look like here. So, do you want to shoot for October 6th?
Okay. I'm looking at the warrant calendar just to make sure that it's all lined up. So it looks like the warrant calendar in October has a date on the second week of October. So
Yep.
yeah, we should be good.
Okay, good.
All right, so October 6th, we sticking with 4:30?
Works
right.
for me.
All right, and do we want to do that in person or online?
Well, I'll be out of the equation if it's in person, but as long as you have a quorum, hey.
Well, we can do it hybrid too. I mean, we can have the meeting live and be present. So,
Okay.
Rick,
Whatever's
what are
convenient
your
for you
thoughts
guys.
on value in person at this point?
I think we're doing okay right now. I had Larry all gussied up and ready to come tonight in person. But so he does want to meet you. Larry is our on-site guy. He does want to meet the committee. But David, I hope your healing is going well, and we'll all get together soon enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I did meet Larry. He's a wonderful man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll leave it as a remote agenda at this point then. So October 6th, 4:30. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Third.
Bye, everyone.
All those in favor?
Bye.
Aye.
Yeah. Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.